The Speaker first issued a veiled threat to the executive during the main presentation of the budget last Friday, but on Tuesday, he read communication from the Executive Secretary of the President capping its budgetary allocation. The Speaker responded as follows.
The budget is not for the executive. We have the final power to approve or disapprove. And so what the Constitution has done is for them to make recommendations and to negotiate during the deliberations of the budget before the House. It is not for the executive to impose ceilings on the judiciary or parliament. We have to do the proper thing. And so during the consideration of the estimates, honorable members, particularly the committees concerned, take that on board. At the end of the day, come and inform us as to the negotiated figure, not the ceiling that has been given by the President. That is not the intent of the 1992 Constitution. If you do otherwise, I, as your Speaker, will not append any letter for submission to the President for his assent. I mean what I say.
Caretaker Minister of Finance, Osei Chairman Tambonsu, indicated that the executive and the legislature will resolve the issue at hand.
The language that's being used here is that a directive was issued. That's what I'm asking. Is it, properly speaking, a directive to who? It came from the President. So is it the case that the Speaker was directing the President? That is the issue that I want us to be clear about. Because, you may create a problem if you are saying that the Speaker sits and directs the President to do something or the other. I mean, that's the issue. But I think that it is a good observation, and the Speaker and I even discussed it ahead of time. But to say that a directive was issued, that is where I have my difficulty.
The debate on the 2021 budget commenced with the motion moved by Minister of Information, Kojo Oppong-Nkrumah.
You will find that in this budget, attention is paid to the need to protect the environment and revenue measures introduced to ensure that we raise revenues to protect the environment, to enhance sanitation, and to curb pollution. You would find in this budget that resources are made available to support the roads program and infrastructure, as well as housing. Right, Honorable Speaker, we cannot, as a country, allow the temporary challenges that we face today to hold us back. We need to get our loins and charge forward. We need to bite the bullet, raise some more resources, and invest same in the things that we all aspire to achieve as a country.
It was seconded by Ranking Member on the Finance Committee, Dr. Kisel Atuba-Forson.
There's the need for us to smoothen our economic growth over the period. And that is why, Mr. Speaker, our scarce resources are deployed in such a way that it will benefit the key sectors of the economy. Today, Mr. Speaker, we are confronted in a situation where we raised so much revenue but ended up using the entire revenue for the purposes of paying interest because we have borrowed too much, because we failed to smoothen, and because, Mr. Speaker, the mismanagement has been continuing since 2018. Mr. Speaker, clearly, today, in the year 2017, you needed 2.5 times of your interest payment to be able to only pay for your capital expenditure. Mr. Speaker, in the year 2018, this amount increased. Capital expenditure is 3 times of our interest payments. Mr. Speaker, again in the year 2019, the situation got worse, almost 4%. Almost 4 times before we could pay our interest. Mr. Speaker, so you could see the mismatch in the economy.
Other members of the House contributed to the debate on the first day.
When you spend that money on banking sector cleanup, deposited, collected that money as income and spent that money to create income. Those who also collected it also spent it and it created streams of income. We call it the multiplier effect of income. Have you discounted the multiplier effect of those income from your GDP? If you discount it, you realize that man of that. If you hadn't spent that, your GDP would have been a support GDP that would give you a debt to GDP close to 100%. So don't even try. It is a very, very rudimentary analysis of economies that you can just eliminate something that created the GDP, but keep the benefit in the GDP and strike a difference and get a balance. It doesn't happen like that. It is important that you report the true state of our affairs, and our economy is in shambles.
Mr. Speaker, we were here in 2013 when they used 72% of revenue to pay for just compensation. 72% of our revenue was used to pay for compensation in 2013, and it's right in the budget for 2013. The IMF projected that the effects of COVID-19 pandemic will see global debt rise by 98%. Deficits will go up. There will be contraction in growth by 3.8%. And even in the sub-Saharan Africa, a negative growth was predicted. Yet within these challenges, Mr. Speaker, Ghana has within the past year scored a positive growth in virtually all the sectors except the industry.